He goes, all right, well, if that's the case, then you get out and I'm going to cover you. I said, cover me? Pulls out his gun. And he says, I'm going to cover you. I said, is it really that serious? He says, it's that serious. Me personally, banned from U-Haul. I don't know the exact instance that did it. I do understand I'm banned over about $3 of a missed toll, and I've gone through a couple of phone calls to try and get unbanned, and I seem to be blacklisted for life, unfortunately. Unsure if it's related to the company business or personal use, but there was a good moment that I was using a lot of U-Hauls to transport supercars. And if you're not familiar, you cannot put a Ferrari 488 or a Lamborghini Huracan on a U-Haul on the website. You do the drop-down menu, and it's not an option. I've had plenty of phone calls with the staff at U-Haul, and they say, sorry, man, I can't just put that car on the U-Haul. There's just no option for that. Part of the reason is they don't fit. You have about that much clearance from the edge of the wheel of the car to the edge of the trailer, and the front fairing on the Lamborghini and the Ferrari doesn't actually clear the front lip of the U-Haul either. So they just don't quite fit. Back in the day with Xtreme, many years ago, we didn't have the auxiliary transport that we have these days. So I would do hot shot runs. I would get a Ram 3500, pick up a U-Haul trailer, and I would run a Ferrari or a Lamborghini to a different corner of the country on a whim. Just like that. And I loved it. Honestly, those are some of my favorite memories. We would take 15, 20 2x4s, stack it up so the ramps line up just right, and then we'd have to recreate the floor of the trailer to keep the front wheels high enough that I could clear the front of the trailer with the bottom of the Ferrari. And I was known as the guy that knew how to do it, so every time we needed to do it, they said, oh, just call John. He'll take care of it. So I got a lot of stories where we were loading cars on U-Hauls. One of my favorites is we had an event in St. Louis about 6 to 8 hours away from our headquarters, and we broke a couple too many Ferraris. And it was a very last minute, how do we get a Ferrari 488 down here? It's 4 o'clock right now in the afternoon. How do we get it before we start tomorrow? And I said, I can do it. I'll pick up a U-Haul. I'll go pick one up. And a buddy of mine said, I'll go with you, keep you company. He's local to the Chicago area. So we get back to HQ, probably about 9, 10 o'clock at night. We've got the trailer, and we start loading up the Ferrari. And it took us a little over an hour and a half, I would say, because we have to strap it down a certain way. We have to recreate the floor, like I was saying. We have to lift the nose up off the car with a bunch of 2x4s. So we leave the office like probably around midnight or so, give or take, and we're driving down. My friend's local to the city, which came in very handy. And we're driving, and I can see in the back, looking in the mirror, there's a strap flailing in the wind, and I go, oh no, I've lost a strap. Obviously, I need to stop, retie this down, because I've got $250,000, $300,000 car on a U-Haul trailer. Got to do my best to really secure it, right? So my friend that's local to the area says, hey man, you can't stop here. I said, why not? He said, it's a really bad area. There's a lot of gang activity. There's drug trading going on here. Like, don't stop here. Unfortunately, the strap that came undone, the car was starting to rock on me. I said, man, I have to stop here. I have to go and retie this car down. He goes, all right, well, if that's the case, then you get out and I'm going to cover you. I said, cover me? Pulls out his gun. He says, I'm going to cover you. I said, is it really that serious? He says, it's that serious. So, it's 1 a.m, pitch black. I've got a bright red Ferrari 488 on an open U-Haul trailer in the middle of who knows where, Chicago. And now all of these less than friendly looking individuals are approaching the trailer, touching the car. I'm laying down underneath the car trying to restrap it. My friend's got his handgun just tucked away with his hand on it, saying, yeah, please step away, please give us some space. Nothing happened, nothing too exciting there happened, but of course my heart's racing. We get the car strapped up back together. We start trailing it down. It's 3 a.m, 4 a.m. I think we're on 55 South in Illinois, in the middle of nowhere. Everyone's filming with the flash on as they go by with the Ferrari in the open trailer. I've got the key with me, so I'm locking it, unlocking it, getting the lights to come on. I believe we got back to the track in St. Louis, and I unloaded the car as the team was arriving for the day. I said, all right, we're good to go. I'm going back to the hotel. I'm going to get a little bit of sleep. But that's one of my favorite U-Haul stories for sure. I think I hit a toll on my way going down there. And I think I ran through the toll and it didn't register. And of course, the U-Haul's registered to me personally. And the U-Haul states that I'm towing it with my mom's 2015 Jeep Grand Cherokee, and I'm towing my 1992 Mazda Miata. But I'm in a Ram 3500 towing a bright red Ferrari. So obviously things didn't line up. In order to rent the U-Haul, I had to say I was going to use my mom's Jeep, which I usually used back at in those days, to get my car around. So that's what I said I was picking it up with. And fortunately, the guy that I went to pick the U-Haul up from was like, hey, I'm not comfortable hooking up to a trailer. I said, don't worry, I'll take care of it. So he never came out and verified the truck or anything. He's like, hey, just take a picture of the license plate of the vehicle with it all tethered and you're good to go. I said, great, will do. Tethered up the U-Haul and left. I got an invoice for a toll, and it was like total due $3.82, pay online, XYZ. Didn't mention U-Haul, looked super not legit. Didn't think it was real, threw that in the garbage. It's like, I'm not paying that, not worrying about that. Got another one a couple months later, so I'm not paying that, threw that away. And I'm currently blacklisted from U-Haul. Found out when I was trying to move one of my cars, said, don't know what's going on, you gotta call corporate. After speaking with corporate, they sent me to claims, they sent me to insurance claims, they sent me to payment collections. They said, sorry, don't know what to tell you, can't do anything on our end, but we can't rent to you. So as far as I'm aware, U-Haul's out of the cards for me for the foreseeable future. Fortunately, that timeline we didn't do too much U-Haul stuff. Is when the event started getting really big, and it was more crucial to have these cars. It's part of what helped us launch our trucking company is these U-Haul stories. And we now have auxiliary transport. We have a couple of 2-car trailers that we do use professionally now to get this done. But when I started, I think we went 3 or 4 years without doing anything like that. And then there was just a crazy section. I won't specify the year, but it was definitely a while. It was a while ago. It was before we went to running 2 tours. So it was before 2019. I'll give you that much. That I would say at least once a month, I was running a U-Haul to a random corner in the country. There were times where the U-Haul company would say, I can't rent one for you for that long. And I'd say, okay, what's the max you can rent it to me for in terms of timelines? And they would say, it's going to be about 10 days. I say, great, I'll take it for the 10 days. And then on day 10, say, I need it for another 10 days. And they say, you can't do that. You need to bring it back today. I said, okay, well, I'm 2,500 miles away. I can't bring it back to you today. I'm going to need another 10 days. That wasn't the most common, but I definitely took full advantage of U-Haul for quite a while there.
I'm super pumped to announce that in 2024, VINwiki is partnering with Bridgestone. So throughout the year, you're gonna hear some great stories from their business, some awesome tire testing and things like that that we're gonna do. I've had a lot of Bridgestone and Firestone products over the years and loved them all. I know that you will too, but I want you to check out their Potenza line of tires for sports cars, supercars, and hypercars. Whatever your needs, whether it's ultimate track performance, road performance, or all-season performance, there is a Potenza tire for you. So check them out at the link in the description below and let us know what you think.